Thanks for tuning in to our business spotlight for March 2024. This one's super fun. I got to sit down with Jeff Hamill, the lead singer of SweetKiss Momma. I wish I was doing this video outside where it was more exciting, but I have my cheat sheet notes in front of me on my whiteboard so I can look at them. I got to sit down with Jeff Hamill over coffee, the lead singer of SweetKiss Momma. He's a friend of mine. And first of all, he's brilliant. He is completely an artist and super fun to talk about just things that he's passionate about. He's a guy I totally would trust his recommendations, and he's a great conversationalist. So Jeff, thanks so much for your time. But I really am looking forward to telling you guys about SweetKiss Momma. And at the end of this video, I'll give you the details. We're doing a giveaway next week on Friday, March 29th. We're giving away 2 concert tickets to SweetKiss Momma. They've got a show at the Spanish Ballroom at McMinimans in Tacoma, so stay tuned for some more information on that. But first, let me just tell you about and introduce you to the band. So I was asking Jeff the story about how they started, and he shared that they were just a church youth band, and they were sitting around one Sunday night after church, and someone just said, what if we made our own songs? And so they spent a year plunking around in the living room, and one of their friends finally said, hey, you know you're not a real band if you don't do any shows. And so there was this little bar called Maggie O'Toole's in Lakewood, and they did their first show. It was supposed to be 25 minutes long, and Jeff remembers thinking, how in the world are we going to take up 25 minutes? And he was so nervous, and their tempos were crazy fast. He said sometimes he goes back and listens to that just to remember where they came from, and he thought, man, how did we ever get any other shows after that? But they did. They began to play several venues from there, and for a season, they were the biggest rock band on CD Baby, which is huge. I'm not a music guy, in case you didn't know that, so I'm going to try to explain this, but I apologize, Jeff, if I get it wrong. I believe CD Baby is kind of like the platform from which Spotify or iTunes and some of the other ones, like they kind of help distribute the things on there. So the fact that SweetKiss Momma was the biggest rock band on CD Baby at one point is incredible. And they've done 3 Europe tours since that point as well. So they've grown in incredible ways. Jeff did talk about how when COVID hit, just like for many others, they kind of had a reset that occurred. Their Europe tours were canceled. They didn't have any shows for a while. It was a nice reset for them kind of in their personal lives as they were finishing getting their kids through school. And they haven't actually released anything new in the last 6 years, but they've continued to do shows and people are still coming out. But what's cool about that is he has a lot of stuff that's in the works kind of ready to be released. And he's excited now that he has time to kind of process some next steps, or if there's some new projects for the band or just new projects in the works. So it'll be cool to see what he comes up with. I asked Jeff what he loves about being in a band and loves about SweetKiss Momma. And his first response was, it's so fun to get to come up with kind of a character and put on a persona. So I was a drama guy in school. I loved drama, and I loved that aspect of getting to put on different characters. So that's super cool to think about that in the music and band sense as well. He said that he loves playing local festivals. When they first got started, they were kind of in a lot of the gigs that they got had to do kind of like the metal punk scene, and that was never really their vibe. So they started doing lots of different things, and the thing that they've come to love is the local festivals. So the fair and Meeker Days and city parks, they love all that, the local aspects of that. Jeff loves when he and his wife Kim get to do acoustic duos. They've been doing more of that recently, which has been super cool. And he loves his day job. So he's actually the store manager at the Ted Brown off of Meridian near, I'm going to get this wrong, but like around 130th, somewhere in there off of Meridian. And he's grown while he's been there. He's been really intentional to grow the youth and the kids' music lessons. There's music lessons for adults too. So as a side note, if you have a homeschooler or a student or anyone, or even you yourself are interested in learning more about music, Jeff is super passionate about that and said that that's an amazing thing that they offer there. So check out Ted Brown Music and the lessons that they offer. I asked Jeff what he loves about Puyallup, and his first response, which I personally loved, Robert Kalin, if you're watching this, you're going to love this too, the owner of Elements. Jeff said, wherever you go in Puyallup, you're going to find a friend. As passive-aggressive as the Northwest can be at times, Puyallup is still the land of the generous people. I love that. Puyallup is still the land of the generous people. And if you know the history of the name Puyallup, it means the land of the generous people. So he also said he loves Thursday night trivia at Bumpy's. He said he loves Fiesta Taqueria on the Hill. He loves It's For You. He said he could eat pho every day and be totally happy with it. If you like sushi, he said Sushi Ari in Puyallup is the freshest sushi around, and he loves it. He also loves to go to Point Ruston, the Waterfront, and the Proctor District, and I could not agree with him more about the Proctor District. Great food, great shops. Check it out if you haven't been there before. East West Cafe is one of my favorite there. So I asked Jeff, how can we support his band? And he said, well, first of all, if you really want to support a band, go to their shows and buy merchandise. That's the biggest way that you can support a band. And so I said, are there any local bands that you love to support or that you recommend as well? And he said, Aaron Jones, Robert John and the Wreck, James Coates, Massey Ferguson, Saltwater Sky. He pointed out he actually attended high school with the lead singer, Scott. I think his exact quote was, I freaking love them. And he said that Scott, he sounds like George Strait. And then he also mentioned Santa Poco. So if you want to check out some good local, some of them have made it bigger, some are just still kind of more local, but he recommended those as ones to check out. And if you do want to support SweetKiss Momma specifically, in addition to going to their shows and buying merch, you can connect with them by checking out their social media. So just on Facebook, look up SweetKiss Momma, see what they've got going on, check them out on Spotify. And then they do have this show coming up at the Spanish Ballroom at McMenamins on April the 19th. And we have 2 tickets. Thanks, Jeff, for providing those for us. 2 tickets to give away to one of you. So if you would like to win 2 tickets to the SweetKiss Momma show at McMenamins in April, next Friday, March 29th, we're going to do a live drawing. Check out the email below. There is a registration form you can click on. Check out our Facebook, the Andrew Farmer team. We will have plenty of opportunities there for you to register to this drawing. Make sure you get entered. Tell anyone else you know that you'd like to enter as well, and then they can give you the other ticket that they win. Have them enter our drawing, and then we'll do a live video on Friday, March 29th, and give away those 2 tickets. So thanks so much for listening to this local business spotlight. Check out SweetKiss Momma and some of the other local bands that Jeff loves.